Here I am, standing in front of you, wishing my fingers could move faster across your fretboards, wishing my hands fit more comfortably on the edge of this pickup. I swear, you've been a part of me since that time I realized that the loudest sounds echo through the chest as if we are both instruments. I had not the space for you then, so I tucked your name away, held it quiet until the day I saw you and could no longer deny. These days, my fingers smell like metal strings and machine heads, and I smile, 'cause I ain't never known an art like this. I'm not all too good at an art like this, but I smile because my first love was the sea. So I've been writing for years, because I learned that I could, and then at a certain point it became that I had to. I applied for Youth Poet Laureate because I thought I could, and I didn't know if I ever believed that I would get here, but I am here. And it's all because of the writing that I've been doing and the life that I've been living and the losses that I've been taking. It's made me me, and it's brought me here. But I smile because my first love was the sea, as deep as these bass tones. They seem confused when they see this black Muslim girl with a guitar strapped to her back, as if they expected me to go quietly through this world they've built, as if they expect me to leave my vocal cords and bass amp on mute, but nah. We turn up and recite the names of everyone we've lost. I think of Brianna when I play a B note, second fret on the A string, first chord of my heart, for we are both instruments, for they are a part of me and you are a part of me, and we do not forget these names, your name in this life. It's taught me that the sin I've known ain't even sin, that there is no paradox in a black Muslim girl with a bass, a pen, clay, and acrylics. These frets are made for ink-stained hands, hands in prayer, hands in salute, don't shoot. I have always been deeply disturbed by injustice against anyone, but the state of black people in this country has been just a visceral anger that I have toward it. And so what I do is try to dedicate my time and my work to fighting against that. These frets are made for ink-stained hands, hands in prayer, hands in salute, don't shoot. I believe in God, memorial, and music, power, blackness, and worships, and this be protest. Here I am, standing in front of you, a blue bass named Ocean, reflecting on sound and sea waves, counting tempos, counting names, 1, 2, 3, 4, Emmett, John, Brianna, George. I wish for a world in which they are still living. It was actually based off my relationship with my bass guitar and my relationship with people who have been lynched historically by the police or civilians as well. And so I kind of figured out a way to weave that all together, and I addressed it to my guitar. And you know, sometimes you write a poem and it kind of just exists in front of you and you're like, oh, I'm not sure I actually wrote that. Oh, so that's kind of how this one is. But I really love it, and it's brand new, but I feel like it talks a lot to my own identity. 1, 2, 3, 4, Emmett, John, Brianna, George. I wish for a world in which they are still living. I wish for a world in which my love for you and skill were the same. I wish for a world in which everyone walks fully aware of their own heartbeats, knowing that we are all instruments.
What's good, y'all? It is I, Dwayne B. I'm very excited, very happy to be hosting this shindig right here to close out the show, to close out the Word Power Festival. Yo, if you're enjoying yourself, throw some like emojis, some comments, all that good stuff into the chat. Wherever you're watching it, we're going to see it. We're going to know. We're going to feel those vibes. My name is Dwayne B. I'm also your boy Aladdin out here holding it down. And some of y'all might be wondering, why is he dressed up like Aladdin in a basement? That's because this is the Cosplay Showcase. Now, If you've ever been to any con, like a Comic Con, Blur Con, video game festivals, all kinds of HBCU Con, all these things, they have elements of all kinds of fandoms, all kinds of fun and energetic things that are happening. And Word Power Festival is just like everybody else. We're gonna have some good times, but the different thing here is that we use our poetry and our words to also talk about some very key and important issues. And we show that through our fandom as well. And so I'm gonna open up with a piece. I'm gonna share a poem, and we can get into some of the fun that we have lined up. So yeah, this is one of my 30-30 pieces. It actually is brand new, so bear with me. Gotta stay one jump ahead of the bread line, one swing ahead of the sword. I steal only what I can't afford. And what's more expensive than the cost of living in this country, in this world? This tan, brown, black, where breath costs a lung and two running legs. We gasp bullets and break to the sound of sirens. Wish they could see the prince in all this riffraff. Scoundrel. But lamps don't light the way to compassion. And the weight of magic is blue enough to suffocate a genie. Snatch the light out our sky. It's a whole new world with the same old stories. Gotta eat to live, gotta steal to eat. Otherwise we get along. Wrong. Street rats scamper, scramble for escape from the trap bigger than our frame. Belly aching for just a little snack, guys. See us ripped open, taken sixfold, the block an undug grave for all to see. There is no reprise, no reprieve, no bridge to bring back a life. I only steal what I can't afford, and that's everything. Boom. Whew. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up. So yes, as much as cosplay is fun and live, it is also an opportunity for us to use our fandoms to talk about some of the important things to us. And I have a lineup of amazing poets who are going to be taking this virtual stage and sharing all kinds of dopeness with you. In addition to showing off their costumes and getting live. So yes, indeed, I need y'all to show some love for all of the artists that'll be coming up to the stage. But before we get into that, if you don't know, Words, Beats, and Life does a bunch of amazing things. You may have seen WBL on different places. On stickers, on all kinds of stuff. You can follow Words, Beats, and Life on IG, Twitch, and TikTok at Words, Beats, and Life. You can also follow them on YouTube and Twitch if you just go and look up Words, Beats, Life, and then hit subscribe. Follow, man, comment, all that good stuff. The standard YouTube jargon. So yeah, build with the fam. This first artist that'll be coming up to the stage is one of my very best friends. This is the dude that he opened the door for me. He held the door open for me. And I'm overjoyed and continually grateful. He is the Gumbo From Gumbo to Mumbo. He is the Spoof School. And he is Droopaman. I need y'all to show some love right now for Drew Anderson, aka Droopy the Brokeballer.
Wow, what's happening, baby?
What it do? What it do?
Oh man, you the one. I just work here.
Get free, my brother. Get free.
Yo, that poem was everything. You dig? But you're you, so there's that. What's going on, y'all? Y'all ready to get your cosplay on? So people who know me know that I'm really a Spider-Man guy. I grew up with Spider-Man, then they really messed up and brought Miles Morales into play, and so just all the better. But the reason I'm rocking this is I was thinking about what an argument would look like between Superman and Lois Lane, the type of things that they would argue about. And so I actually developed a skit with my good friend Nicole Foots, um, where she was Lois Lane and I was Superman. She's not here, so she can't do her part. But in that, we both wrote poetry, and so I'm going to do my part in that, just about the type of things that Superman would trip off in an argument with his lady Lois Lane. They call me the Man of Steel. I wonder if they realize that steel is not real. It is an alloy, an artificial combination of iron, carbon, and other elements. She came to me as a breath of fresh air, but when iron gets too exposed to oxygen, things can get rusty. They call me the Man of Steel. I wonder if they realize that man is not real. It is an ideal, an artificial combination of truth, justice, the American way, and other figments of the human imagination. Now, ain't I just the iron inside of the irony? Thought love was just another such figment until she planted that fig inside of me and removed the fig leaf from my privates. She be the only Eve in my Eden, and I'd love to stay in my lane, but there's snakes in them there trees, so to protect we queen, I must be leaving. My proper name be Kal-El, which means that any woman misguided enough to take my last name will be literally taking the L. I brought her back a flower from the top of a mountain. She complained that I didn't wipe my feet at the door. I'm sorry. No home training. No home. My home is just space dust and memories, a phantom zone full of enemies. So when I come home dirty, maybe that's just my way of bringing home, homie. She thinks me faster than a cheating bullet, questioning my local motives, leaping to tall conclusions in a single bound. Her tears put the cry in the kryptonite, acid to my flesh. I could rewind time and get us back to the best, but we'll just end up right back in this mess if I don't master this lesson. She's not impressed if I push a Lex, master the riddles of Mr. Mixelplick, go toe-to-toe with Lobo, or save the world from the dark side of doomsday. I've already lost the world I was made in. I don't want to lose the world we've made. They will call you God, then fault you for your God complex. I guess I really do represent the American way because I can save other nations and can't even save my own relationship. I can fight supervillains all day and barely get hurt. It only hurts when I fight with her. And you might have heard that my powers come from suns, but not the suns in the sky, but the ones in her eyes. For she be the only sunshine that makes me photosynthesize. And it is she who showed me that my true weakness be my invulnerability, because it is easy to be strong when you've never known defeat. She heats my vision with her caress. She removes the solitude from my fortress. She makes me fly without leaving. Nothing penetrates my flesh but her breathing. Every day I save lives, and every night she saves mine. And I don't have to be a man of steel to feel dear. I'd rather be her man of steel because my woman is still here. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me, Drew?
I can, yes.
Bet. Okay, I wanted to make sure I switched over to the mic. Yo, yeah, you already know, bro. You be getting it. So you explained your outfit in the poem, so I don't even got asked those questions. Dude, like you clearly know, like, and I guess researched like Superman, to be able to write that piece and make sense of the relationship dynamics that you were also sharing on. Can you give us a little bit more insight in how you like come about your pieces?
It really depends on the piece. Like earlier when we were in the green room, so to speak, talking to other artists, my man throwing down Femi, who y'all gonna see soon, he was complimenting a piece of mine called How to Speak American, which you know, because that's in our two-man show, from Gumble to Mumble. And that piece was inspired by something that the former president said when he wasn't even president yet. It was something he said that I felt was xenophobic toward Latinx folks, Spanish speakers. And I'm not one, but that doesn't stop me from being offended when that type of statement is made. So to me, like this piece right here, I love playing with puns. I love taking different aspects of the vocabulary of the world of who I'm writing about, in this case, Superman Kal-El, and bringing in different things. Okay, so how you say faster than a speeding bullet,
Hmm.
more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Playing off that, my mind is always satirical. I'm always seeing how can I take what's already there and flip it. So of course it becomes faster than a cheating bullet, questioning my locomotives, leaping to tall conclusions in a single bound. I love playing with. Whenever I talk about a hero, I want to play with their villains because that's what makes them so interesting. So that's when I came with She's Not Impressive. I push Alex, master the riddles of Mr. Mixoplek, go toe to toe with Lobo, save the world from Dark Side of Doomsday. That reminds me of another rhyme I had where I was like, now you could either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the bane of these two-faced cats. Riddle me this, no, riddle me that. How many jokers can hardly wait to tally up my death like Zaz? Now that's bats. See what I'm saying? And it's like the rogue gallery just makes it so much that you can play with, and especially when you start talking about Batman, because he has some really interesting villains. But
Word.
yeah,
Bruh, that's craft right there. Yeah, respect, much respect. Um,
thank
tell folks about Spoof School real quick too, because
Spoof School.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Nah,
Um,
nah.
yeah, Spoof School is a teaching artist program that I developed where we make learning fun by making fun of the students' learning. And so we take things much like the piece that I just did. We'll take songs that they like, or songs that they can't stand, but songs that have the three tenets of a spoofable song: catchy, popular, simple. And we use it to write about either whatever they're learning in school or whatever they want to write about. And so boom, took Pressed by Cardi B and was like, test, 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 test. They don't even get me stressed. Kill them all, put them tests to rest. Walk in hundreds on my test. Please tell me who wanted test. Know the answers, I don't have to guess. Pop quiz, guess who test? Pop quiz, guess who test? That type of deal. Like just showing them how to take the existing rhythm of songs that they hear all the time and apply new language to it. Keeping what worked about it as far as the rhythm, the rhyme scheme, perhaps even the theme, and but making it your own syllable count. All right, paying attention to that type of thing. But Spoof School is a program that I do where it can be a one-time assembly or it can be a multi-session residency, and I work with students that way. And it's part of a bigger program I have called Crunk Academy, where Crunk is creative, rapturous, unified, natural, and knowledgeable. And it's a way that I teach with comedy, poetry, hip hop, drama, and parody. And what's crazy is Luniverse, who may be around shortly, all right, she gifted me with a book about Ikigai, the Japanese principle of finding what wakes you up in the morning. And the five tenets of Ikigai match up with the five aspects of Crunk. So that's crazy to me. Shout out to Luniverse for giving me a gift that's so meaningful to my experience and my understanding of why I wake up in the morning.
Word, word. Bless up. Luna is incredibly insightful and thoughtful, and we'll be hearing from her in a bit. Um, since I asked about Spoof School, I figure maybe we can go in a different direction and go with coming from where I'm from.
Let's do it. This
Boom.
song right here is how we kick off our show from Gumble to Mumble, telling you where we from. See, I'm straight New Orleans. Crawfish etouffee and pralines. Rooting for the saints of all teams. Marcelluses and Moriels. Zulu balls and Southern Bells. 5312 LaSalle. Operation Shattered Shield. Crooked Cops G. I was in New Orleans when Entergy was an opsy. Uptown. Houses built above ground. Didn't count for much when Katrina come round. But I bleed New Orleans. My blood type is A. Pocky way. Laissez les bon temps roulés. I'm in the NO even went out, and I'm bout it. New Orleans on the globe because the map is too crowded. A hotel do, baby, a dog from the Og. I floss with moss and I gargle with hot sauce. A 13th Wody with that uptown funk from the same wonderful world as Louis Armstrong's trumpet. And I'm coming from where I'm from. Coming from where I'm from, you heard me? Coming from where I'm from, yeah, yeah. Places and spaces we fly. Coming from the places and spaces we fly. Where I'm from, where you from? We living off the boom, boom, crack. That hip hop rockers jazz when I max.
I was made in Southeast, raised in Southeast, spit flows at rap shows and face shade in Southeast. Been shy, met women, got played in Southeast. Work hard, got a job, I got paid in Southeast. I stay Southeast, even when I'm out of town. Folks see the way I rock my crown and say Southeast. Bunch of folks are scared to come around Southeast. Many folks they ain't never been found in Southeast. Talk the right stuff to the wrong one in Southeast. Bullet sprayed, another lost son in Southeast. We rock t-shirts wishing lovers rest in peace. They choked on the beef, met the feet in Southeast. The heat in Southeast, all blocks is hot. Feds run up in the spot where you eat in Southeast. Blue lights, no special. Beast in Southeast. Red lights, no special. Ain't no TLC. But things changed. New whites in Southeast. Comfortable. Bought some land, raised a family in Southeast. Jaw past liquor stores, riding bikes in the street, making money working at Homeland Security. New office building in Waterfront in Southeast. Didn't know the value of my property in Southeast. My hood turning good, rent rising for me. Landlord saying that it's time to pay a higher fee, but I'm so Southeast. Peeping my DNA, double helix seems to just say Southeast. That's the way of the beast. Best be prepared to change my life around and represent PG, cause we out.
You heard me?
Bless
Tell them where you
up, bless
from,
up.
kid. You represent as always, bro. Man,
Right
thanks
back
for having
at
me in
you.
this joint. It's always fun to rock with you, my brother. So while like when we was watching Meth and Red, like you said, when I was watching Meth and Red on Versus, I was like, yep, that's me and my boy. So
Yo,
much love.
honored. Stay fly, Super Drooper, man. Yo, we only getting started. We still got more artists coming up to the stage. So I'm gonna keep this shindig going. Show some love right now for this brother who has been an inspiration throughout my poetic career. He incorporates costume in his performance regularly. His band is like a hip hop, funk, rock fusion of all kinds of dope and amazing work called the Out of Water Experience. If you don't know about this brother coming to the stage right now, you about to learn today. Please bang your hands together right now for Femi, the Dri Fish. Femi, you're muted, my brother.
The voodoo that you do is magic. It's magic. The voodoo that you do, it's magic. Black magic. I be the wicked man, witch doctor, boogeyman spellbinder, miracle worker, curse to haunt your spirit flow like a surfer, ride a wave on a rodeo in stereo. My ego is mojo, volcano, beyond lit, inferno. Fluid like I'm cursive, writing with a purpose. I'm merciless with verses. Thanos, the wordsmith, your freestyles, the worst kid. I want reimbursement, reparations to the person that heard it, they deserve it. Black magic is gorgeous, we shining remorseless, sip moonshine on porches, Sith lords adore this Jedi. Well, horses and voices, guitar riffs that travel the furthest with cosmic awareness. I thrust with my pelvis, but this ain't no Elvis, it's voodoo of Hendrix. Aliens in spaceships, solar eclipses. Come to bear witness. I'm gifted and twisted like derelict spirits. Is the voodoo that you do. It's magic. It's magic. It's the voodoo that you do. It's magic. It's magic. There's truth in my sorcery and spells that I'm casting, enchanting and lasting like spiritual fasting. I act like I'm rapping, but really so tapping. Watch reruns on TV, so tell me what's happening. We outcast and misfits, black arts committed, black this committed, psychokinetic. Move crowds, keep them lifted, euphoric, holistic. You think I'm religious, but just can't get with it. I'm sort of a cynic for all kinds of reasons. Life shows no limits. We purging all demons. These rhymes I'm unleashing are cage birds still singing. So listen to rhythm and words I be kicking. Chaos and feelings, bottled up wisdom. Passion is burning, my heart is still beating. Kindred souls building, that's how we are living and breaking. Every single glass ceiling is the voodoo that you do. It's magic. It's magic. It's the voodoo that you do. It's magic. Black magic. Greetings. I'm Femi the Dri Fish, frontman for the hip hop rock band called The Out of Water Experience. I'm gonna share 2 more pieces and get out your way. Hope all is well. Let's go on, let's move on. Oh, I don't sing in real life, so you might hear me do some fake singing. Watch where you're going, or you will fall in love. In love. Watch where you're going, or you will fall in love. In. When I follow my heart, I never go with the flow. Unconditional love, only a mother can know. The worst relationships are opportunities to grow. Not always a broken heart when you bruise your own ego, trying to fix people. You should let go before they leave you. Now you feeling stupid deep inside, growing evil. Mistreat your next lover, who's only trying to please you, spreading pain like raindrops splashing, making ripples. Hurt people, hurt people. The saga continues. We're all insecure like Issa Rae got issues. Deserve enough love kisses. People trying to eat you like peaches or bananas. Ooh la la. Whatever suits you, just be truthful to yourself. Denial's not useful. You earn the love you get, or you get what's coming to you. Before you move on, cry it out, drench your box of tissues, then fire back at Cupid the next time he tries to shoot you, singing, watch where you're going, or you will fall in love. In. Love is a beautiful thing. We've all been there before. Someone caresses your heart, then stabbing you with a sword. Gotta protect your heart, walking around with armor on. Love is a battlefield. Intimacy is war. Sleeping with the enemy, my chérie amour. Love is a rose riddled with thorns, giggles with no remorse. It's not all about the scars. Love can make you soar, flying high above the clouds, into a brick wall, then fall to the arms of the person you adore. Fall hard, pick up your feelings off the floor. Once were full of love, but not anymore. For the rich or the poor, just couldn't afford. All we need is love, like an old Beatles song. If it's pure, if it's strong, it's a priceless jewel. If it's true and meant to be, it'd be deja vu. But still, fire back at Cupid the next time he tries to shoot you, singing, watch where you're going, or you will fall in love. That was something very new I wrote. I'm sharing. Last piece is also something very new. I think I have a music video for it, and I think I will debut it tomorrow if I feel good about. I'm gonna debut it tomorrow. Okay, let's go. How's it begin? Madness, chaos, people facing all kinds of disarray. Disease, famine, plaguing people throughout the world today. Maybe it's faded for all of the bullshit caused by the human race. Lord, please forgive us, so misguided, easily led astray. Sometimes I rhyme and whisper, this is how I pray. Scream at the sky, ask God why the world is always gray. Got money for wars, can't feed the poor. That's what Tupac say. For the love of greed, we destroy where we live. Tell me how in the midst of the storm. That is where we are born. Thrown into the sun, going off like a bomb. Life is priceless, weighed by those whose souls have been decayed. Focus on beauty, only the outside, the inside's pretty ugly. Vice gripping got me numb, that's why I can't feel my face. Tripping, lost in the days, that's what they use to keep us in place. Hear the earth cry, feel the core die, grave diggers dig away. Blind desires, slave empires, distort reality. We blame the seeds, not the roots, just the fruit on the rotting trees. Then bandage wounds and never see. We bleed eternally in the midst of the storm. That is where we are born, thrown into the sun, going off like a bomb. The earth is nothing but a pupil in a giant cyclops eye, where we're all infinite specks of dust and a tear ducts when it cries, holding firmly onto immortality's only true lie. The dead are not the curse when everybody dies. Life is a loss if you live long enough, never feeling alive, destroying what is gorgeous under the guise of profitable lies. Free will is corrupted by the prophecy that we're all born to be sinful, but from the womb to the tomb, everything between is up to you. In the midst of the storm, that is where we are born, thrown into the sun, going off like a bomb. Thank you.
Yo, Femi, fam, thank you. Thank you. Yo, so just a couple of quick questions. You've never been, or I don't know, as an artist and a somebody who's been a fan of your work for so long, I've always viewed you as someone who's not afraid to like push the envelope and like go there. How do you feel like when it comes to bravery around creating art?
Man, I'm a fan of people watching you to listen. And if you are interesting to see, it perks ears to see what they're saying, what's being said. And that's always been my thing. Like, it's weird. I write to perform. Like, I write thinking about performing. And even having a band is even more fun because I imagine even how I'm going to like work the crowd and have the call and responses and just, I want it to be an entire experience. I want everyone to be involved. I want it to be all of us working together, but I write to perform. I mean, I have poems I write that I never perform, but I get excited. My art form is performing. It just so happens I write to perform, you know? So Old Dirty Bastard, Freddie Mercury, like these are people that I see as the most free people on stage, especially ODB, because ODB couldn't sing his shit. But all that, like he would just go, and it's like, that's so free. Granted, he probably was high every time, but I'm gonna be honest with you, when I get on stage, folks will ask me if I'm high or drunk, and I'm like, nah, yo. But I want to be free on stage. I want to unleash on stage. I want to purge on stage, and I want us all to be a part of it.
Word. You say folks ask you if you're like high once you hop off stage or if you're drunk. It's a little scary to me that the idea of that type of freedom can only be accessed when somebody's under the influence. Yeah.
I mean, it's funny. When Michael Jackson passed away, and I found out he was also, dealing with drugs. Granted, from pain, from life. Prince passed away under the same circumstances.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like all the greats took some kind of substance to survive that life. And I'm an advocate. I don't do drugs. But I want to feel free. Performing is one of the few things I think I do well. And I want to feel, those mere moments on stage are my best moments. Outside of, moments with friends and family, I love being on stage. And if I can access that level of freedom without any influence, that I'm gonna work hard and keep that train moving.
Word. Bless up. Well, we're honored to have you, brother. And thank you for sharing that freedom with us.
Real quick, I need to shout out Patrick Washington real quick because he's the reason why I'm wearing this outfit and this fashion.
Word. Yeah, I was about to say, tell us about it.
When I first started my band, I had this top hat, and this all I had was a top hat. And clearly, I have a very animated face, I have a big smile, very Nigerian big smile with 96 teeth. And Patrick hit me, was like, "Yo, you remind me of a Bond villain." And I was like, "Oh shit." I must have like subconsciously, I was a fan of Roger Moore, James Bond. And there was a film, I think it was A Man with a Golden Gun. Where he ended up in Louisiana. And one of the villains he was dealing with was Baron Samedi, which is like a witch doctor from Louisiana, from down, down under. Like, but we looked very. I saw the picture. I was like, oh, we look like I could be him, And so I decided to do my version of Baron Samedi for Patrick Washington.
Word. Bless us. Well, it shows up, and you showed up. Thank you for blessing us. Folks, if you don't know, follow my main man, Femi, and follow the Outer Water Experience. They're very Googleable, you dig? So the Dri Fish, just type in the Google, all of this stuff will pop up. We're going to keep the energy rocking and rolling. This next artist right here coming to the stage, lauded poet, crushed the youth scene, crushed the adult slam scene, crushed the literary world, and is now crushing Twitch with gaming, tarot card readings, and all kinds of dope artistry. She's been a panelist at my BlurCon panel. I'm just excited to share space. Please show some love right now for Ashley Boseman.
What's up? What's up? Good to be here. I'm gonna say for my cosplay, I am the main character of the Tokyo Defenders. That's what I'm gonna say because I have this hoodie on. Because he was bullied into feeling bad about himself, like he could never overcome his situation. And then he found out he had the power to go back in time and prevent people from dying before they should die and things like that. So I'm going to say that I'm that character. Speaking of characters who people don't really pay too much attention to, I want to talk about Usopp. Usopp from One Piece. I actually have a poem about Usopp, and it was published in the Anthology of Afrofuturism, which is coming out in November. So I'm going to read that. It's called God Usopp. I lied to space and time, make movement my minion. My pockets are infinite with tricks. I explode suns from my hands as if my body was a universe. Squish liquid pepper juice like mouth, rinse and breathe, gas rings, release mustard seeds like scattered showers. I have an army, if you believe me. I can lift any planet if I write its name on a smaller object. Say I will soon draw a sword and bring out a leaky pen, an organ bloodied with tales of a hero I want to be. Until then, I am a pencil sketch, can shapeshift into however greatness is drawn, easily erased next to my comrades who don't share my shade or nose, which is so big they think I am alive from head to toe like Pinocchio, but I too have a talent. I know how to make a reach, may it be a story or my slingshot's string. So yeah, Usopp, great One Piece character. People dog on him a lot because they're like, oh, he can't do anything but shoot projectiles, but he's actually very smart and he's always able to outwit everyone that he goes against. The next poem that I want to read is I feel like I wrote it a while ago, but I feel like it has recency now because of Makia. I believe her name is, I don't want to get her name wrong, but I saw that she was murdered by the police. And I see online that people are trying to talk about her like she's a grown woman, which bothers me. And it makes me think of how oftentimes as black girl, when you're a black girl, you're put into adulthood too soon. So this one is for her. It's called Tall Tales of Short Girls. Older men tell tall tales, passed down as child porn DVDs replayed at barber shops, of big-eyed, beautiful black girls being fast-tailed dragons that devour grown-ass men. Medusas with bodies that thickened young, along with the early red tides of menstruation that validated them to be women. Strong currents that pulled adult men in, though these girls are children. How could underage black girls be seas drowning men when these adolescents can't even stay afloat in shallow water in childhood, where they are soaked in bleach baths by parents who call them dirty after an uncle eyes their thighs? Our grandmothers named us a grown man's afterthought for wearing shorts and tank tops when it is hot. Black girls are portrayed to boys in bedtime stories as 16-year-old sirens, luring men to their death. These elders declare with vigor that little girls with afro puff pigtails and glitter backpacks are dangerous to them due to separate families once they sexually erupt like volcanoes underneath a tightly knit home, but no one addresses the Pied Pipers that drew children from malls, schools, and onto king-size mattresses. They police sketch 13-year-olds with Coke bottle hips, blame teenagers' newly grown curves as culprits. Years later, they tell our adolescent shape-shifted them into creatures of the night, say, well, if he liked young women, he liked young women when they're children. A black girl dances. She is a seductress. A black teenager is drugged at a party, and her passed out picture becomes a dance called the Jada pose, as if any of this is normal. Little black girls are fattened up like Hansel and Gretel and left to be fed on by their starving elders that they're supposed to trust. There is no black woman that I don't know that an old head hasn't tried to holler at their baby faces, but still the tale goes on. We were the master manipulators with underdeveloped brains, puppeteers that strung men who have lived our lives twice. Men are writing for young girls to sing, I may be young, but I'm ready. Age ain't nothing but a number. These old men don't protect the innocent. They yell, see how they trick us with bodies we didn't ask for. No little girl can make mistakes easy and free without being called easy. They break us down, swarm around us as we die into the form they like, mold our baby fat into a pose more seductive. Say, I can't wait until she is 18. Is she a virgin? Homeboys nod in silence to seems like you're ready. We are passed down to be monsters, hungry for adult men and beaten by loved ones to prepare us to become a predator's fountain of youth, as if our sacrifice to elder men cannot be avoided. Past the butter rolls the slander of baby girl with bitch, whore, slut, in celebration of her being treated as legal, but still being a child. So, yes, that I wrote that a while ago, but it's unfortunate that I still have to that is still relevant, but it is still relevant, unfortunately. I have one more poem, and then I won't bother y'all no more with my very simple cosplay. And it's called Black Widow. And I wrote it when I was in my master's program because someone was trying to bully me. Why people always try to bully people? Anyways, this is for that bully. It's called Black Widow. Spoilers! In the Avengers, Black Widow sacrificed herself for an Infinity Stone. an orange pebble. There was no funeral for her. I can understand having a home going for Iron Man, but no one cares about Hawkeye either. He has a wife and kids. He has a wife and kids. That's why his character lived. When you're a woman past reproductive age without a family, ring, or children, you are tossed off to the bottom of a trash bin, a steep cliff. I fell that far too. When a younger woman from my medical program said, I am too young to still be pursuing I am too old. I wish. I am too old to still be pursuing an education. By the time she is my age, she will have a medical degree, hear the patter of little feet, be far superior to me. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but there is nothing like being thrown like perishables past their expiration date. One day you're told you're young, go have fun. You're asked if you are dating anyone and to hurry up. Your parents want grandchildren. I felt broken to the femurs. What a shame that after the age of 18, height is not the only thing that makes your glass ceiling, that determines how high you can reach. I have always felt like an exposed toe in a size 5 shoe. We are born with 2 million eggs. That might as well be our 9 lives. The minute we lose the ability to bear children, we aren't worth a metabolite excreted from the kidney. We are seen as ungrateful to waste an opportunity. I am only 20-something years old, X'd out by my X chromosome. Her words sounded like the scribble of Marvel's pen as they erased Black Widow out when Black Widow was a world-class gymnast, knew how to fight, was a tactician, but she didn't have a man, so her role was minimal. Only time people think of her is when she had a romance with the Hulk or other Avengers, and all those men could give her was 30 minutes of, oh well. It reminds me when my granny said, oh, you got your degree? I'll come back when you have your wedding. I do not want to be called a womb man when there is more to me. I am not just a reproductive organ or an incubator for a baby. I like hard sciences, medical cases, have all these degrees, but all those cords and discourse don't bring a care or value like umbilical cords or wedding bands. When a young woman said, I had long aged out of my goals, I said, what are you going to do when you're my age and you don't achieve those things in time? I am the Black Widow you're afraid to be, and you can't convince me to take that leap. Thank you.
Yes, Ashley. Yo,
What's up?
you speak, man. What? Like, I'm supposed to try to interview you with all these feelings and like the wanting to throw bricks. And it's like, what am I yo? Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, so I'm supposed to be asking you about like costumes and like how you're feeling and all that stuff. But honestly, like your work, I personally feel like some work is just so raw and real that it's like hard to dress up, you know? How do you go about tackling some of the like you put a voice to a lot of what people feel and often don't feel like they have the words for. Like, how do you go about putting a voice to that?
That's a great question. I try to think about, from my perspective, what I had been through, and if I had ever been through anything like that. And then if I hadn't, I'm going to do research, and then I'm going to think of connecting it to something that I know. Like, for instance, the Black Widow, like, when that, I'm sure plenty of people have been told, oh, you too old to do this, you're washed up, you're a spinster, you know, that culture when you become an older woman. But I noticed with Black Widow's character, she's kind of treated like trash, but she's great. And I made those connections. So I feel like just trying to keep it relatable and trying to have it come from my own perspective.
Word. Yeah, like you also mixed a bunch of different fandoms into a few of your pieces. I know you have a book that
Yeah.
like I'm a huge Nintendo head. Like upstairs I got like this
Yes.
massive poster of various links from The Legend of Zelda and
I'm stealing it.
you about to slide in the crib, pull a great mask salesman on me. Yo, pull tell us a bit about your book.
Yes. So my book is called If the Hero of Time Was Black. And you can find it on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, but it's about Link being black and even Link being a black woman and being considered, exceptional, right? Like the exceptional black girl, the exceptional black, just like Link is considered this exceptional knight, and what he would or what she would have to go through, and the ridicule that she would still get, and how she might even get full of herself sometimes because she thinks she's on top, and society's like, no, you're not, but you can continue to do all this labor for me. And so
Mm.
basically, it's just a book of poems going through what that would be like and the perspective there. But it's fun. I suggest people get it.
I feel you. I got my copy, and it's
Yeah.
very, very dope. So yeah, Ashley, thank you again for joining us, for
Thank
rocking out
you.
with us. And Ashley, tell folks how they can follow you, how they can support you, all of that good stuff.
Yes. So you can find me on Facebook, Ashley Boseman. That's not my real last name, but I love Chadwick Boseman. So that's my last name on social media. And my Instagram is Ashley Allen Poe, but the Allen is spelled Alan and not Allen. And my Twitch is Ash the Conqueror 202. I love Dead by Daylight. I love The Legend of Zelda. I love Nintendo. I love Ghost of Tsushima. I be playing it all, and I even do tarot. So definitely follow me on there.
Yo, we got a link for some Dead by Daylight. Like I'm giant trash, and so
So we need to play. Let's do
yeah,
it.
let's link. Let's make that happen.
Yeah.
Yo, thank you again. Thank you again to Ashley, giving a voice to like or amplifying the voice, because it's not about giving a voice, amplifying the voices of women, specifically Black women and femme folk. Just raw, just still feeling. Okay. Quick announcements. If you are an MC, a poet, and you feel like you got it, you doing your thing, guess what? Words, Beats, and Life has something for you called the WBL Combine. Public speaking, improv, bilingual poetry, freestyle. It's a whole decathlon of events for you to get down with and share your passions and your skills and show that you got it. So yeah, for more information, visit Words, Beats, and Life. More of that, all of that will be available on the website. And that pops off in June. So learn more, stay on top with us. We still got a few more artists. I need y'all to show some love right now for DC Fam, karaoke superstar. This is the homie right here that I've had the joy of like singing karaoke songs and like hosting them at open mics. They've been doing some MC battles and whatnot too. So yeah, please show some love for LaKip Shaw.
Hey guys. Oh,
Bless up, bless up. Peek out.
Hey. Okay, we're talking after I go.
Yeah, we'll talk after.
Okay. Already. Shout out to everybody that went. You guys are amazing. I'm kind of nervous following up. I'm going to be reading pieces that I wrote during a year where I was dating myself, kind of courting myself. So I like acronyms. This first piece is called ITS. It's a test, sis. Okay. It's a test, sis, and I think you felon. You knew from the jump the story you be telling. He like the rest, sis, stuck in the superficial. Don't even hit himself, sis. Of course he gonna offend you. It's a test, sis. Kip service announcement. See, I've been observing past niggas, test subjects and trials. See, I've been learning to smile. I've been observing the frowns. When I'm in similar situations, I'm not as chaotic now. Toxic shit been holding me down, and I was fooling myself thinking we continue somehow. ITS, you only see what you're shown. I think you've been dimming my glow. Statements that hurt to my soul. Pixelated images of what falls into your narrative. Trying to be heard and seen, but you don't force what's really meant for you. If it's a test, sis, you failed today. Stay strong and blessed, sis. There's tomorrow. Always. So, the Crochet King already told you. He's kind of seen my whole journey. So I write stuff basically for like, a lot of Black women don't know how to be vulnerable, and I didn't really know how to say it out loud, so he's kind of seen that journey, but I've always wrote. So that's why I'm reading it. Okay. So this is called I Was About To. I was about to explain to you why I dislike that, but I'm going to mind my business. Sometimes I forget at the end of the day, I got to get me, myself, and I through this. I almost corrected you, but that ain't my job. Respect is due. My time is being wasted times two, because I don't want this or that, but you here is better than being alone and sad. I'm struggling on my path, vulnerable, but still I lack the strength to choose alone, because it's so familiar to my past. I smile, you smile back. I disagree, you tend to laugh. It just ain't enough, and I know it's tough. Apply that pressure to see this diamond in the rough. I ain't trying to make it easy. I'm trying to love. I'm trying to find that passion and lust inside a being that was created specifically for us. I'm trying to learn and feel. I'm trying to share and heal. I want space to express, space to say less, ready for love's quarrels and tests, and at your worst, I still see your best. I'm trying to have something real, and I don't want to force it. Love stronger than steel. I'm trying to trust the forces. I want to be seen, turn nightmares to dreams, and stop thinking it's mean to acknowledge my worth as a queen. To set boundaries and choose what's best for self, not only my blues. I see you want me and that's cool, but to settle for you, I'd be a fool. But I was about to, and that's it. That's it for me. I think you're on mute.
I did that. Ha. Yo, you did that. Yo, Kip, I've been witnessing your growth as an artist for so long, homie.
That's the beginning.
And I'm so happy to like watch you grow and like make those decisions to be like, nah, like I'm not settling. When you said courting yourself, I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm with it. Where you gave us some insight on where the poetry comes from feeling like you don't often feel like you have the space to feel vulnerable, or the words to always feel vulnerable. Where do you feel like you get that power from? Where do you pull from?
Okay. So to give a little background, I was born in DC. You know, I grew up here, but my family's from North Carolina. So I've always kind of had that abandonment, like, you know, knowing my father, but he not in my life, you know. And for me, I was kind of taught to, you speak when you spoken to. So it don't matter how much you know, you shut up if you're a child. So like growing up, I was silenced. But when my mom sent me to college, I had to speak up for myself. So it became this point of all my trauma started surfacing. Like once I found my voice, like that's why, you know, I be shaking when I'm on the stage, because it's like, it's literally like the first time I really have heard myself speak, because this has always been inside my head. So it got to a point, to be truthfully honest, I had a mental breakdown, and I got to a point where I was just like, I've already tried not speaking up, and that only hurts me. So I'm at a point now where I have to speak up. I can't hold back to not hurt people's feelings, because that only hurt me. So now I just have to express. And to be truthfully honest, what I've seen from it is I've noticed that other people tend to express themselves when they see you speak up and be vulnerable. So it just, you know, I've attracted so many great people. Like, you know, you've been there from the beginning. You've seen me like shaking and trying, you know, just finding myself on the stage. And it's like that, it's just been such a beautiful experience to just see the power in just finding your voice. You know? So yeah,
I've been watching you build your tribe too, like finding those, like you speaking up, and then those folks that like are with it and ready, like gravitating to you, and like because of all that gravitation, you start to see the other folks that aren't ready. You see like their circles like sort of on the outer perimeter, and you're like, word, like it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, also, if
yes,
you follow me on Instagram, I just released a visual project. It's called KSA, Kip Service Announcement, and it's a KSA to mental health. You know, how are you doing? Like, how do you get through? How do you cope? You know, really just a check-in. And I feel as though I was as vulnerable as I could be in that project. And it's not about, you know, what we're really getting lost in with music and like the gimmicky stuff. Like, I feel as though like that's why I love poetry, because it be so real. Like you see people just be free, and you don't really see that in mainstream. So if you have a chance, check it out. It is long. It is about 17 minutes. So take your time, clean up, or do something. But I think you'll really enjoy it.
Where shout out to the folks who have their attention span tuned for a good 17-minute situation. And the visuals are super dope. So
thank you.
Y'all follow LaKip at Hayshawd, that's HEYSHAWD, and get to know, like, support, follow, all that good stuff. Thank you very much, Kip. You torch all flames, all fire. I'm gonna do another quick announcement, two more quick announcements. Words, Beats, and Life's dope poetry programming that are happening. Like it's a thing on Wednesdays. You can get down with the classes with Rob Brown. If you don't know Rob Brown, legend on the DC poetry scene, legend as a host. One of the folks that I learned a lot from the hosting of Mangoes. You dig? One of the first places that I was like featured performer and whatnot. Blessings. So definitely learn from one of the legends on Wednesday nights, as well as D&B Slam with Pages Matam. If you want to learn more, those programs are for folks 13 to 19 years old. If you want to learn more, you can visit wblinc.org/slam, and you can get more information on how you can be involved and connected with the poetry programs. Booyah. Also, for the youngins, for the folks 12 to 18, there is the Summer Arts Academy. There are 6 weeks of dope art programming, including visual, musical, and performing arts. They kick off on June 28th. So enroll at wblinc.org. You know, a bunch of us are teachers. A bunch of us are connected to young folk and our educators. Let's connect these folks to programs so they have something that's going on in the summer, because y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it goes. And you don't want to be out here in the streets like me. We are going to keep this show going. Our last performer, our last person sharing both in physical costume and in poetic wordplay is none other than a goddess, a poet, the owner of Island Moon Catering, Moonlight House Bed and Breakfast, and The Fields, which is an extra sensory, like healing crochet experience. You dig? I need y'all to bang your hands together wherever you are in this world and show some love for Luna, the poet. Tenyu.
Peace, 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 peace.
Storm in the building.
Yeah, man, you know.
Bless up, bless up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. It's been a wonderful night. Everybody has been amazing. So yeah. I think she stars and comets and meteors, something bright and fiery and burning with the heat of 1,000 suns. She's the one they sung songs about. Lyrics about how she lives out loud and never backs down from a fair fight or a grounded challenge. She's the type to kick ass and take names later. Don't bother trying to hate her, because her shine too bright and her love so big, one might find himself in gravitational pull that feels too good to venture away from. She's the moon and the sun, the stars, the comets, and the meteors, and she's even more. So sure of herself, even the ocean gets jealous. Moves so smooth, flows so nice. She's once, twice, three times a lady, and you love her for how she loves on herself and then spreads it around like warm cocoa butter. See, she moisturizes souls, feeds them too. Been known to cook up a storm or two, she'll get you right. You might just find your life in the universe of her eyes. And did I mention those thighs save lives? Don't get me started. Shorty stay woke. And she stay humming symphonies in her sleep. No rest for the weary, but blessings upon she who speaks clearly, who stays praying for others, trying to promote healing. She keeps her throat chakra open and her third eye roaming. See, she peep game from a mile away. And her ancestors stay watching out. Bammers don't want no parts of that if they know what's good. And she is good until she doesn't have to be, not to be taken lightly. She's a force to be reckoned with. Sis don't take no shit, nor should she. She's earned the right to be called warrior woman, femme fighter, gangster goddess. Best part is she don't know how to quit. How to stop pushing, stop beaming. She bout queen tings, keep her mind and spirit clean. Though in the towel never, she's too clever, far too bright to ever think this fight isn't hers for the taking. She's making all the right moves, situates herself in such a way one can't help but take note. You won't find her gloating, being boastful ain't her thing. But she knows how to make something out of nothing and be proud about it. She's everything and everyone rolled into one sheet of bomb.com, or whatever cliche says it best. She's explosive in ways to get shit done. She's innovative, hella creative. Sis is fierce, wakes and slays, ain't afraid of anybody, anywhere. Did you hear? She's like a fiery phoenix, blazes a new path on a daily. They say she leaves scorched footsteps wherever she's been. Have you felt her heat seeping into your heart and soul? Have you felt her glow? Felt how that shit warms you to the core? She's like that all spark, because she's all that and a bag of rap snacks. Have you been privy to her power? Felt the meteor showers when she sad, solar flares when she smiles. I heard that walking a mile in her shoes feels like walking on the moon, man. She's MJ Smooth, turns universes upside down whenever she's found deep in thought, meditation, game strong. Don't get me wrong, sis is no saint, but she's hella beloved. And those in her orbit would move heaven and earth if it meant saving this sister. See, she's cherished. Man, she's loved. She's love. She loves and gets hated on. And what? Hate can't overcome love. So for real, she already won. And she stay winning. Can't help but thinking she's something special. Something special like stars and comets and meteors. Yeah, there's that one. There's that one. And I'm going to do another one, and then I'm going to get out of y'all way. Like this hair needs to get out of my way. All right, but for real, let me straighten up. Straighten up my X-Men. Yeah? Okay. All right, I'm going to do one more. Okay. I am poem, salivating in your spirit, filling you up when you hear it. I am rhyme, reason, reward. I am worth every bit of it. Listen and be treated to royalty. I am song, belted out, bold and strong. I am favorite hymnal, response and call. I am all that I can be in this moment, all I've wanted to be till now. I am thou, promise, oath, the most true version of self. I am help In a time of need, I be battle cry, burning in warriors' lungs. I be freedom song on caged birds' tongues. I be word of mouth, sweet tea of the South. What Willis was talking about, I be dope. Come on, get your fix. I be pulse, rush, high. I be beat, heart, chakras aligned. I be enlightenment, divine in my own right. I am black, woman, and magical. I be flavorful. Gaia's goodness wrapped in human flesh. I be fresh baked every day. Warm soft cake on your best birthday. I be celebration. I be blessed and highly favored. I am love. Opening act and encore, sunshine, rain, and rainbow. I am muse, music, and masterpiece. I am inspiration, handcrafted creation, molded in his image, fashioned in his likeness. I be godlike. I be God's light. I be lighthouse in the dark of night. I am infinite in love and faith and life. I am alive, living, breathing. I am breath. Inhale before lyric is spit. I am hope, wish, prayer, soul bared. I am free. Verse, word, poem, salivating in your spirit, filling you up when you hear it. I am rhyme, reason, reward, and I am worth every bit of it. There's that. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes. Luna.
Yeah.
Luna the Storm. What's good?
Yay.
Hey. Yo. So one, thank you. You're just like Femi the Dry Fish just said, your voice is enchanting. You did like you capture us and hold just like Storm, you know, like anytime Storm is on screen, in any format, even some of the movies where you're like, man, you're like, but it's Storm though, you know.
Yeah.
And no matter what situation, whenever you are around, your presence just like makes everything a touch better. So thank you for being you.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask something because I'm very careful around like calling women like goddesses and like strong and powerful, even though like folks hold on to those attributes because like they are who they are. But you know, like that's something that's been used to as a way to like, you know, belittle the struggle that Black women hold. How do you like you hold on to a presence that's like Jai ethereal, while still being very much a human being and like living through all of the stuff. Like, how do you hold that balance?
I think we should claim whatever title we feel comfortable with. So I don't feel like a goddess every day, but I feel like one a day. So yeah, I think you should claim whatever title you feel like you are. And maybe you need to title yourself something to make up for how you are feeling. So maybe one day I'm not feeling like a storm, but I need to wake up and be like, yo, I need to be fierce today, just to get my own boost going. So that's my take on it.
Word. Yeah. You know what? That makes a lot of sense. Because some days I feel like some days I feel like a Snorlax. You did. Some days I feel like a Trubbish. Other days I'm like a good Umbreon, or like maybe even a Jolteon. You did,
Right.
or Zapdos. So, word. Luna, tell the folks a little bit about the feels.
So the fields are handcrafted crochet items that assist with psychosensory therapy healing. So they will have both the texture, they will have stones and crystals that will help with healing. And some of them have aromatherapy pockets, so you can put like some lavender in it, or whatever you feel like. What's your favorite smell? You can put some dried herbs in there. But it's all to help with healing. So that is what the feels are.
Word. If folks want to like support the feels and like, get a meditation pillow or get like, any type of item that you may have available, where can they find that at?
So the feels.com, but my E's are threes. So it'll be TH3F33LZ, thefeels.com, or the feels on Instagram. I mean, I'm on Facebook as the feels, but I don't update Facebook enough. Or just hit me up. Like, I'm Luna. You can find me. You probably know me, and just inbox me.
Word. Bless up. Luna, stick around because we're about to invite everybody back up on the stage. Y'all, this has been such a joy, such a gift. Up there, and there's Drooper Man. Everybody who came up and shared, everybody who spat upon, everybody who acknowledged their feels, whether in the most elaborate costume or the simplest costume, in the costume of the living. I appreciate all of you for your space. If you're in the chat, if you're watching this, if you watch this later on in time, I need you to show some love for LaKip, for the Dri Fish, my man Femi, for Ashley, for Drooper Man, Drew Anderson, and for Luna the Poet Storm. Shout out to Words, Beats, and Life. Shout out to Black Picasso, aka Patrick Washington, for reaching out to each of us and making this happen. Shout out to Mozzie, the man in the room, handling all of the technical stuffs. Y'all, Word Power Festival. This has been your Cosplay Showcase, and this has been the closing ceremony of the event. Thank y'all very much for your time. Peace and safety, family. We out.